Hi guys, this is Ivy from Womply here to walk you through how to fill out the Paycheck Protection Program form through Womply's Fast Lane to hopefully make things a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and get started. First, you're going to end up on a page that looks just like this at womply.com/PPP, and it's going to ask you what describes you and your business best. First, my business has multiple employees, or second, my business does not have multiple employees and or I work for myself. In order to use Fastlane, you do have to be a non-employer business, such as a sole proprietor, a 1099 contract worker, etc. So once I've selected my business does not have multiple employees, we're going to go ahead and click Next. Then it's going to take you to a page that looks like mine, where it's going to ask for some very basic information, such as your first name, last name, email address, mobile phone number, zip code, and whether or not you would prefer Spanish support when going through your application, or if you'd prefer a Spanish application itself. After you filled out all of this application information to the best of your ability, go ahead and click Start My Application. It's going to ask you a couple of things. First, it's going to ask, is PPP Fastlane right for you? And you have to check all that apply for you. First, I have a US mobile phone number. Yes. Second, I know my social security number. Yes. Third, I have a US bank account that I can access online. Yes. Fourth, I file an IRS 1040 including at least a Schedule C or Schedule F in 2019 or 2020. Yes. I have access to a complete PDF of my tax filings from 2019 and or 2020. Yes. Once I filled in all of this information, that means I can apply fast and click this bright blue button. If, however, this is not applicable to you, go ahead and click Apply Without Fastlane and it'll route you to somebody else. In our case, we're going to click Apply Fast. Then it says we emailed you a verification link. Please check your email and click on the link to continue your application. Keep this window open so you can get support during your application. What this is going to do is it's going to send a super quick email directly to you at the email that you have on file with a secure link to get into your application. Once you click on that link, it's going to take you to a page that looks like mine where it says your email has been verified. To return this to this application later, click on the same link in the email you just received, and then press Next. And go ahead and enter in your text verification code and hit Next. After you click Next on the previous page, you'll go ahead and click Next right here where it says Phone Number Verified. You can now use this number to access your PPP application. Now it's going to say what to expect. First, basic info. Second, certified key facts. Third, demographics. 4, connect your bank. 5, upload tax documents. 6, select your stimulus. And then 7, sign. Let's click Next and get started. First, it's going to ask you for your basic information. So your first name, last name, address, city, zip code, and state. Go ahead and scroll down, find your state. If you do need help, go ahead and click Need Help, otherwise click Submit. After that, it says Information Saved. That's going to ask you for your tax information. First, you're going to enter in your social. As always, any and all information I put directly into these applications is 100% falsified for the sake of this application. Date of birth, date the business was established, and then a DBA or trade name. Then it says, why do you need this? If you do have questions about why you need this, all you have to do is click on this bright blue hyperlink. Otherwise, go ahead and click Submit. After that, again, it says Information Saved. We have a bright green check mark next to Basic Information. That way we can continue through the system. Then we're going to move on to Certified Key Facts. We're going to click Next. And it says, I certify under penalty of perjury that the answer to each of these questions is no. Is the applicant or any owner of the applicant presently suspended, debarred, proposed for debarment, declared ineligible, voluntarily excluded from the participation in this transaction by any federal department or agency, or presently involved in bankruptcy? Next, has the applicant, any owner of the applicant, or any business owned or controlled by any of them ever obtained a direct or guaranteed loan from the SBA or any other federal agency other than a federal student loan made or guaranteed through a program administered by the Department of Education that is A, currently delinquent, B, defaulted in the last 7 years and caused a loss to the government? Next, Is the applicant an individual or any owner of the applicant presently incarcerated or for any felony presently subject to an indictment, criminal information, arraignment, or by other means by which formal criminal charges are brought in any jurisdiction? Next, within the last 5 years for any felony involving fraud, bribery, embezzlement, or a false statement in a loan application, or an application for federal financial assistance, has the applicant an individual or any owner of the applicant been convicted, pleaded guilty, pleaded nolo contendere, or commenced any form of parole, including probation before judgment? Is the applicant a franchise, and is the franchise listed in the SBA's franchise directory? You can say no to all of these particular questions under penalty of perjury. Go ahead and click confirm. If not, please, I cannot confirm the answer to each question is no. Next, I certify under penalty of perjury that the answer to this question is yes. Is the United States the principal place of residence for the owners of the applicant and all employees included in the applicant's payroll calculation? You simply press confirm. If you cannot confirm the answer is yes, go ahead and click I cannot confirm the answer is yes. Did the applicant receive an SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan, EIDL loan, between January 31st, 2020 and April 3rd of 2020? If you received an EIDL advance, you should answer no. Very few businesses received an EIDL loan during this time. Go ahead and click no. Is the applicant or any owner of the applicant an owner of any other business or have common management with, including a management agreement, any other business? Go ahead and click no. Again, we've clicked that little green check mark next to certify key facts to show us exactly where we are in the process. Next, we're going to move on to demographics. Simply clicking next. Do you want to provide demographic information to the government? You can click yes, provide demographic information, or skip. In our case, we're going to go ahead and skip. Next, you can see we have a check next to basic info, check next to certify key facts, check next to demographics. Let's move on to connect your bank. This is going to ask you to connect your bank account, where it's either going to allow you to choose your bank account where you want your PPP stimulus deposited, or you can manually upload your bank account information. Either way is up to you. We're going to go manual. Be aware this will slow down your application. We do recommend you go back and try connecting your bank account automatically. You should only provide bank account manually if your bank is not listed as an option with the to connect automatically. If you have technical issues, try again with Chrome on your desktop and turn off ad blockers. Go ahead and click go back if you want to go back, or you can go ahead and select upload manually. Give it just a second. We're going to go ahead and click upload manually together. Then it's going to say upload a bank statement that establishes that you are in operation on or around February 15th of 2020. The name on the bank account statement must match the DBA trademark name or name on your application. Simply click upload and find that information on your desktop. After that, it'll say upload successful. Successfully uploaded your document, and you'll click next. Then it says upload a voided check from the bank account where you'd like your PPP money deposited. Please enter in the name on the voided check, and it must match the DBA trademark name or your application. Again, simply click upload, find that document on your computer, and it'll say upload successful. Again, and then you'll simply click next. From there, it's going to ask you to manually enter in your bank account information. This must match the information on the check that you uploaded. After this, you're going to enter in your account number and your routing number. If you do need help, you can click find your account and routing numbers on your check from the previous page. Go ahead and enter in that account number. As always, any and all information that I show you guys directly on these applications just like this is 100% falsified for the sake of this application. And then afterwards, go ahead and click submit. Takes just a couple of seconds. And then it says upload a photo of your valid government issued ID. The name on your ID must match the name on your application. Just like on the previous ones, simply click upload. And it'll say successfully uploaded the dummy PDF. Upload successful, and then you'll simply click next. Again, we can see exactly where we are in our process. We have 3 more steps left because basic information, certify key facts, connect your bank are all checked. Let's go into upload tax docs. Let's click next. It says click check the status of your tax documents. The government requires that you provide these documents in order to apply for a PPP. You must follow the instructions carefully, otherwise your application will not be processed. Let's go ahead and click next. You will need the following: your IRS 1040 Schedule C and or Schedule F. You will need this to be either filed with the IRS for the 2019 tax year or the 2020 tax year, and it must be in a PDF. Let's go ahead and click Next. Identifying the right tax documents. Go ahead, if you want to see an example of a Schedule E or see an example of a Schedule F, you can click on these right here. They are usually attached to a 1040 filing. It has to be a Schedule C or a Schedule F. We cannot accept anything outside of that in the fast lane. If you do have any kind of other schedule, for instance an E or an SE or an EF, any of those you do have to go through the normal lane. However, if it is a Schedule C or Schedule F, simply click Next. And then it says double check before uploading. Do include all pages of your 1040 Schedule C and or Schedule F. Do provide complete forms of your 2019 and or 2020. Do not upload tax documents other than the ones requested. Again, we'll click Next. Then it says upload your filed IRS docs. You're going to upload that Schedule C and or Schedule F. If you have multiple Schedule Cs or multiple Schedule Fs, you may include those as well. The file format must be a PDF. If you're scanning the document, ensure the image quality is readable and before uploading. You may upload multiple files at a time. Go ahead and click Upload, and then find it on your computer. Once you've gone ahead and you've successfully uploaded that, it'll say successfully uploaded your document up here at the top, and then it says upload successful. Important, if you did not include the correct tax documents, your application will be delayed. Once you verify that you've entered everything into the best of your ability, click Next. Otherwise, you can go back right here to the previous step and upload additional information. I'm going to click Next. Then it's going to say, did you provide one or more 2020 Schedule Cs? In my case, I'm going to click Yes. What was the info on your Schedule C? And this is specifically going to be right here. What information is on your Schedule C? This will be on line 7 from each form and entered in above. If you did upload more than one Schedule C, take the sum of line 7 from every form and enter it, and then press Next. Then it says 2020 Schedule C information saved. Did you provide one or more 2020 Schedule Fs? If you did not, go ahead and click No. If you did, go ahead and click Yes, and that'll give you that information and you'll enter in the info as requested, just like on the previous page. I'm going to go ahead and click No. Then it's going to say, did you provide one or more Schedule 2019 Schedule Cs? In my case, I only did a 2020 Schedule C, so all I have to do is click No. And then again, did you provide one or more 2019 Schedule Fs? Again, we did not have a Schedule F, we only uploaded a 2020 Schedule C. Then it says, what best describes you? Self-employed, independent contractor, or sole proprietor. Please pick the label that's most applicable to you in your particular situation. In my case, I'm going to click independent contractor or 1099 worker and press Next. Then it says, what best describes your business or the work that you do? In my case, this works a lot like a NAICS code. So we're going to enter in a general description of our information to the best of our ability. Right here, if I enter professional, it says all professional, scientific, and technical services. We'll go ahead and click that and click Next. Now, as you can see, we have our basic information checked, certify key facts checked, demographics check, connect your bank check, upload tax doc check. Next, it's going to ask us to select our PPP stimulus. We're going to go ahead and press Next. From here, it says, have you received a PPP loan before? Yes or no. In my particular case, I'm going to go ahead and click No. However, if you have had a PPP loan before, you will need to click Yes. Then it says you appear to be eligible for X amount, and it shows you the amounts for both your first draw and your second draw if you have not received the first round of the Paycheck Protection Program previous to this point in time. How it works with Fastlane and why it's cool and beneficial is we help you to be able to apply for both your first round and second round simultaneously if you have not received a PPP stimulus up to this point in time. In this particular case, it says I appear to be eligible for X amount, shows me my first draw and second draw. I can choose. Do I want to apply for both amounts at the same time, or do I want to apply for one amount only, so it would be only my first draw? In my case, I'm going to click first draw. We're going to click the max amount, and we're going to click Next. After that, it says Final Review. Review your application before submission. First name, last name, email address, phone number. Did you already receive a PPP? Yes or no? Your address, city, state, zip code, social security number, date of birth, date the business was established, DBA, says what best describes you, what best describes what your business does or the sort of work you do, your first PPP amount and your second PPP amount, and your total. Then you'll simply click Next. Then it says important, first and second draw loans. You chose to receive either a first and second draw PPP with the same lender. Each loan requires a signed application and signed promissory note before it can be funded by your lender. You can sign your first draw loan application as soon as it's ready, typically within 24 hours. However, keep in mind, we are dealing with thousands of applications on a daily basis. It may take a little bit of additional time for it to be able to go underneath that initial review. Once approved, you will sign your first draw promissory note. Then, your funds will be dispersed into your bank account. Immediately after your first draw loan is funded, we will email you a link to sign your second draw loan application and repeat the process above. Each loan will arrive in your bank account as a separate deposit, and we will notify you after the money has been sent. Once you understand this, you read through this, you simply click I understand. Then it says PPP Fastlane Overview. First, sign your first draw application. Second, after the first draw has been approved by the SBA, you'll sign your first draw promissory note. Third, you'll receive your first draw funding. After you've received your funding and after you spend that funding, you'll see sign your second draw application. Then, after the second draw has been approved by the SBA, you'll sign your second promissory note. And 6, receive second draw funding. This is going to be your steps from here. You simply click Next. Then, there's a quick legal disclaimer, and we're going to go through it together. Womply PPP Fastlane collects the minimum information needed to create your official application. This accelerated data collection flow is not a substitute for reading the legal documents you will need to sign. Womply is not a PPP lender and is not engaged in making loans or extending credit to consumers or businesses. Additionally, Womply is not in the business of providing legal or tax advice. Instead, Womply is an agent to various PPP lenders, and these lenders compensate Womply for providing you with this PPP application portal and for providing them with other services. Womply is not a party to your loan. You are solely responsible for the quality, accuracy, and completeness of any information you submit in relation to your PPP. Womply populates your loan application with the information you have provided to Womply. Prior to signing your application, you must review it for completeness and accuracy. Womply is not responsible for ensuring that your submissions comply with applicable laws, rules, and/or regulations. Womply makes no representations regarding your eligibility or ineligibility for a PPP. And finally, Womply does not guarantee that a lender will approve your application. Once you've read that full legal disclaimer, go ahead and click Complete My Application. Then it says, are you sure you're done with your application? Once you submit your application, you'll no longer be able to make changes. You simply click Yes, Submit My Application. After that, it says, congratulations, we received your information. We're going to review your application in the next 24 hours. Again, please bear with us. We're going through a ridiculous amount of applications at this time. We're going as fast as we possibly can. It may take a couple of extra days. If the information you provided looks good, we'll email you so that you can review, initial, and sign off your official PPP application so it can be sent to the SBA. If we have questions about your application or there's an issue, we'll email you directly. To get back into your application, you can click the link in the email we already sent to you. Click Next. And then it says up to 41 million American workers and businesses may qualify for the PPP, whether they have a business with employees or are self-employed or just get a 1099 MISC, they could receive up to this amount. Go ahead and click. After that, it tells you your current application status. In my particular case, it says requested. And if for any reason you are contacted to upload your files, update your bank details, or if you need to have the FAQ, you can simply check out this page right here. What's going to happen from here is your application is going to go underneath an initial review. It does take a couple of days to complete. After that initial review has been completed, we reach out to you directly via email for additional correspondence, whether that's that we need additional information, such as to upload files or bank details, or we send you DocuSign information to sign your loan so it can be submitted to the SBA. If you do run into any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always reach out to us. However, let's go over how to be able to check your application status on your own. To check your application status, simply navigate to womply.com/PPP. On this particular page, you'll recognize this. We filled this out at the very beginning of your application. Down here at the bottom, it says already have an application through PPP Fastlane. Log in here. go ahead and click the Login button. It's going to ask you to enter in the mobile phone number you verified when you started your PPP application. Let's enter that in together and click Send Code. After that, it takes a couple of seconds, and then it's going to send you a verification code. You're going to go ahead and enter that directly into the system as shown and click Next. It says phone number's been verified. You can use this phone to access PPP Fastlane later, and click Next. Then it's going to take you into a page that looks just like this, where it says PPP application status is requested. You can upload files, bank details, and an FAQ. If you do run into any additional questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to always reach out to us. Thanks so much!